Hey, hey, hey. Hey, loves. Let me know if you are online with me, or once you're online with me, rather. I am, I just accidentally went live over on my personal page. I am going to blame tech for that one, but let me know if you're here with me. Let me know, let me know. I would love to have you here to talk on this topic. We're going to keep it short and sweet. Hey, Paige. Hey, Maluz. Hi, hi, hi. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. How nice is it having opportunities to come together right now, especially if you're like me and you're spending a lot of time at home. I can see we've got lots of people coming on right now, which is amazing. Hi, hi, hi. So great to have you all here. Hey, Mish. So wonderful. Hey, Sharon. So good to have you here. This is so nice. This is like a little interlude within my day, and I hope it is the same for you as well. I think when I shared this over on Instagram stories, I said something along the lines of, come on over. Hey, Michaela. Come on over for a little bit of an afternoon opportunity to re-energize and reconnect and get inspired for the afternoon. So let me know where you're coming in from, that are joining. Let me know where in the world you are. That would be so wonderful to know. And I am going to dive into this topic because, like I said, it's reasonably short and sweet, and I want to keep it that way so that it's potent and powerful and impactful and something that you can take away and perhaps even implement straight away. So the topic of today that I really wanted to jump in and chat more about and share on is the work to do in isolation. So the work that is most important to do in isolation right now. Hey, Catherine. Hi. The work that is most important to do in isolation right now. And so obviously that was a little bit clickbaity of me, right? A little bit irritatingly clickbaity of me because I wasn't sharing anything about what that work actually was. And so awesome. We have people all over Australia with us right now. So the work that I'm talking about when I'm referencing the work to do in isolation right now is, of course, the mindset work. The mindset work is the most important thing that you can be focusing on in isolation right now. So something that I'm seeing a lot of at the moment is we are getting a lot of different stories about what's happening in the world, right? And I know that a lot of that information is coming from people who would normally share online, are sharing their perspectives on it, myself included. So somebody who, I'm someone who identifies as a leader, and therefore it feels really important to me to also be sharing my views and my perspective of where we're at right now. And because of these messages, what we're experiencing is that we are, of course, in an unprecedented time. Hands up who's sick of hearing those two words together. I know I am. And because of that unprecedented time, no one actually knows how this is all going to unfold. No one actually knows what this is going to look like. No one actually knows what this all means. And so because of that, everyone that is sharing stories and information right now is sharing it based on what they're anticipating will happen, or what they're expecting is going to happen, or based on research, or based on previous studies, what looks like is going to come next. And so what that means is that you're getting a lot of stories right now. You're getting stories about, us perhaps going into a recession. You're getting stories about other people's reality and what this means for other people right now. And so because of that, we are being bombarded with information that might actually not be our story. We're being bombarded with information that might actually not be our truth. We're being bombarded with information that might actually not be our reality. And so what's really, really important right now, and I've been having this conversation so much with clients this week, is that we need to get clear on what our own stories are. So, for example, I both know, you only have to look at the news for 2 seconds to know that there are a lot of people right now that are suffering, right? Like there are a lot of people that are suffering in really, really big ways. But that might not mean that you are suffering. That might not mean that you're in pain or that life is bad for you right now. You might actually be thriving. And you know what? If that is your reality right now, that is absolutely okay. And so what I'm seeing, and like I said, I'm seeing this so much and I'm having conversations around this with clients right now, is that because we're being fed so much information about other people's reality right now, we're taking it on as our own. It's really easy for us to take on what we're seeing, what we're reading, what we're hearing as our own stories. So if I were to relate this to business, for example, it might be something that you're seeing or hearing or reading that in business right now, it is harder to sell your products or services, right? That might be something that you're hearing or that you're seeing, that it's harder to sell your products and services right now. I know that that is something that I was reading through a few different sources and from people that I trusted and respected. However, that has not been my personal reality. And so I had to do a lot of work around this. I'm going to share some exercises that you can do in a moment, but I had to do a lot of work around this to go, well, that's actually not my story. That's not my experience. I am not cultivating evidence in my life or my client's life to support the fact that small businesses are not able to sell right now. That's not my truth. I am not taking away from the fact that it is a truth for somebody else or a reality for somebody else or it's evidence for somebody else, but it's not mine. Does that make sense so far? So what is really, really important to do right now is to work out what is true for your life or your business. I'm going to give you another example of that. So I'm sure a lot of you are seeing right now that there is so much messaging around, if you don't come out of isolation with a new skill or a new business or a new side hustle or a new hobby, then you haven't done isolation right, or you're not doing, you're doing something wrong. And then on the complete and utter flip side of that, there's also the messaging of, don't do anything, enjoy this time, rest, focus on you. When are you ever going to get an opportunity like this again? Really zoom in on what you need right now. Focus on that rest and recuperation and emerge new, right? So we're getting like the complete and utter juxtaposition of both, like that complete polarity at both ends. And so there is nothing wrong with either of those messages. They're beautiful messages. And they're well-intended. I believe they're well-intended. And I think it's really useful for us to always believe that all humans are well-intended. But neither of those might be your truth, or one of them might be, but it might not be. Do you understand what I'm saying? So essentially what we need to do is we need to discern. We need to take the information that we're being served right now that is out there in the world and discern what is noise and what is my truth. What is noise and what is my truth? We need to discern that right now. And so I've written down here a couple of questions that you can ask yourself, and I would recommend, hey Hayley, hey Layla, hi. I would recommend writing these down as questions that you can ask yourself. So the first question is, what is my truth right now in my life? What is my truth right now in my life? And I want to encourage you to write down up to 10 things that are your truth. And I would encourage you to think about all aspects of your life. What is your truth right now when it comes to your money? What is your truth right now when it comes to your money? What is your truth right now when it comes to your business? So your truth with money might be, I'm not making as much as I was last month, but I also have a lot of savings in the bank. Or your truth might be, I feel scared because I am not making money right now, and so my action is X. Or your truth might be, I am earning just as much as I always have, in my business. And so this really isn't impacting my business in any way. What is your truth, when it's business? What is your truth when it comes to how you feel? What is your truth when it comes to your energy? What is your truth when it comes to your health? What is your truth when it comes to your family, your safety and security, your loved ones, your relationships, your sense of play and adventure? What does it mean? What is your truth in relation to each of these? And so I would write down these questions right now, knowing that you can come back to them. What is your truth? So the aim of that is not to in any way positivity wash this. It is, in fact, to get crystal clear on what your truth looks like, whether that is something that is good or not good. There's no labels that are attached to this. It is simply your truth, so that when you're seeing it on the news, when you're seeing it on social media, when you're seeing it anywhere where it's conversations that are happening maybe in your household, that you can discern, well, that is my truth and that is not my truth. Because otherwise, what might happen, especially for those of you that are highly sensitive humans, raise your hand, is that it will be very, very easy for you to take on all information as your truth. And that is not going to serve you in any way. It leaves you feeling overwhelmed. It leaves you feeling confused. It leaves you feeling unsure about what actions to take next, right? So that is the first thing that I would really recommend doing, is going, what is my truth in relation to all of this? What is my truth? So now that you've determined what that looks like, and for those of you that are coming in right now, hi, so happy to have you here. I would really recommend going back to the start of this video as well, and having a listen to what I shared at the start, because I kind of explained the concept that I'm talking through at the start that I would really recommend you do if it's feeling good for you right now. So now that you know what your truth looks like, there are two more questions that I would recommend asking. These two questions are, so second question, can't count. What does success look like for me right now during these times? What does success look like for me right now during these times? Right? Amazing. I'm so glad, Trace. What does success look like for me right now during these times? And so that meme that I was talking about before, that you might be getting served of, if you don't come out of isolation with a new hobby or this or that or whatever it might be, then you're doing isolation wrong. That might not be success for you. Success for you might not be, generating that new hobby or doing that new thing. Success for you might be you're busier in your business than you've ever been right now. And so it's time for you to really go all in on that. So when you're thinking about what success looks like for you, I want you to think about, what are my goals? What is it that I truly want to create or achieve or accomplish or move through this year? What is it that I need right now for me to feel like I am being successful? And because I truly believe that success is subjective, and so please don't associate that word success with any external definition. It is 100% what that word means for you and you only. So you might be keeping your head above water while you're busier than you've ever been in your business. Success for you might be trying to homeschool your kids and keep money being generated in your business right now. Keep money being generated, you know what I mean, bad English. Success for you might be ensuring that you're in a harmonious household while also keeping your business afloat. Success for you might be resting more than ever because you're feeling it right now. So success is going to look so different for you no matter where you're at. But you can see how when you're getting served all this information, if you know this, if you're really, really clear on this, you'll easily be able to discern between what information you're being served feels like a truth for you and what is not. What you can go, nah, that is not right for me. That is not information that resonates with me right now, instead of taking it all in. So last question. Your last question is, What does joy look like for me right now during these times? What does joy look like for me right now during these times? And the reason I share that word joy is because I believe that joy is something that we have an opportunity to self-create. It's an opportunity for us. It's something that we can seek out. We can find and experience joy throughout our day. And so when I ask that question, it's about going, okay, well, what does joy look like for me right now? What does that mean? What is that experience? What does that look like? Hey, Son. Hey, Lou. Hi. If you are just coming on right now, I would definitely recommend going back to the start of this as well, because you will see a bunch of other things that I have shared. And I lied before. There is actually one final question that I wanted to ask as part of this. So once you know, when you've written that down, once you know what success and joy looks like for you, the final question to ask yourself is, what action steps do I need to take to experience both success and joy in my life right now? What action steps do I need to take to experience both success and joy in my life right now? And so by doing, what will have happened is that you will have the opportunity to get really, really clear on what your truth is right now. And when you're really, really clear on that, you have an opportunity to then be really, really discerning about whether information is right for you or whether it's not, when you are scrolling social media, when you're showing up online, when you're having conversations with clients or family or friends. You can be really, really discerning about what your truth and your reality looks like. It will help you to minimize feelings such as guilt. If your reality is a lot better than many people you know around you, it will help you to be able to minimize guilt, because you will know that that is not your experience, but it does not diminish theirs, which means that you will be able to show up in your truth, in your reality, whilst of course acknowledging and recognizing that your truth is just simply different to theirs, you know? So they are questions that I would recommend journaling on and determining. I would so love to know what you come up with. I'm just going to bring up my screen again. I was steering away from it. I would really love to know what you come up with. It would be just so awesome. Sorry, very large truck going past. It would be so awesome to know what comes up for you when you're when you are writing those answers. I just want to share something with you. I am deep in content creation. I'm creating a brand new course, a mindset course, which is something that I've never ever created before. I've never created a full course on mindset. I have always woven in mindset to my other programs, and you know, it's been something that I've talked about so much with my one-to-one clients. But what I know to be true is that mindset really underpins everything. And in fact, when I'm having conversations with my clients that are related to marketing, about 80% of the time, we will come back to conversations related to mindset. And so I am creating a program, and I will tell you right now so that you can know that this is coming, that this program will, for its first initial limited release, be $99, which, given the content that's in it, is insanely affordable, and it will only be that price for right now. But it's something that will be self-study that I will be sharing with you, and it is a behind the scenes into my mindset, how I, you know, the work that I do every single day, what tactics and tools and, you know, strategies I tap into personally to really be able to dive into mindset in a really powerful way. So I would recommend jumping on that wait list so that you can be the first to find out about it as soon as it's live, which I believe will be, I think next week, if I can get my ass into gear as much as I want to. So I would make sure that you are on the wait list to be the first to find out about it, because it's going to be fucking awesome. Anyway, I have lied a little bit. I'm about 5 minutes over what I said this would be, which was a 15-minute live. So I hope that those questions have been really useful for you. I hope this has acted as a really great intermission in your day and an opportunity to feel inspired and connect and come together and all those things. There's a bird tapping on my window. I can't wait, and I would really, really love to hear what answers come up for you as you are moving through those questions. Big love. Have the most amazing rest of your day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.